Hello everyone and welcome to the movie Hangout. How to save Star Wars. This has been on my mind for the last few days. Where do I begin? The Last Jedi was a total just screw job. I mean, it was basically a big middle finger to all of us. Everybody that's grown up on Star Wars, everybody that purchased all of the video games on every single console, all of the toys, all the plush toys, all of the new additions to the same exact movie on VHS and DVD and Blu-ray and download and God knows what else. And everybody that's been to freaking Star Wars at Disney World and Disneyland and also paid buy all the swag there as well. It was just it was like Ryan Johnson just turning around and mooning all of us and saying, F all of you, I don't care. So, I kind of hold out and hope. And, I'm going to look at this in a more optimistic way. I'm going to say, you know what, maybe there is a chance the series has not ended. Maybe we can save it. But it's going to take a surgical scalpel. We're going to have to cut out a lot of the fat. We're going to have to basically cut out a lot of the organs, throw them away, and replace them with brand new ones because this thing is a total monster and a total disaster. So let's get into some of the bullet points that I came up with. Okay, Episode 9. Episode 9 has to begin with Luke, yes, Luke, waking up from a terrible nightmare. That's right, he's not dead. Spoiler alert, he died in the last one. Look, if you didn't know that, I'm saving you $15-20 from a terrible movie. He died in the last one. It was just complete bullshit. It was terrible. So in this one, he wakes up from a terrible nightmare. He realizes that everything that happened in Episode 8 was just indigestion. Maybe he drank a bad batch of colored milk because he seems to always drink colored milk. That's a throwback to A New Hope. So that'll give something to the fans. He drank a bad batch of colored milk from what he drank in Episode 8 from the alien on the Maroon Island, and he got sick, and he imagined the whole damn thing. Okay, so there we go. I know that's kind of like a B-movie grade type of storytelling, but hey, I mean, look, The Last Jedi wasn't even B-movie, it was like D. So we work with what we got. Okay, so in this real Star Wars movie, Rey is actually Luke's daughter because, hell, the whole thing was set up that way. J.J. Abrams did an amazing job. He delivered a filet mignon on a platter to us. Okay, we were expecting to be able to eat that filet mignon. But Ryan Johnson told us as soon as we pick up the filet mignon and with a fork and we're about to put it in our mouth that it's actually Spam. And it's not even like Spam that was recently made. It's like 1978 Spam that's been opened in 1980. So Rey has to be Luke's daughter. It was set up in Episode 8 or 7. Look, I'm even losing count with all these damn ones. 7. It was in 7. It was in The Force Awakens. So Rey is actually Luke Skywalker's daughter because that would explain her innate ability without even studying. Didn't even crack a book, didn't even pick a lightsaber, she can do anything. Okay, so this explains why Rey can do everything, okay? It kind of cuts into a little bit of that, Mary Sue type of character where the female character can do anything. It kind of kills that off, which is a good thing. So Rey is Luke's daughter, okay? But in this real Star Wars movie, because this one really happens. It's not it's not a hallucination based on indigestion. So this is a real one. In this one, Rey studies a lot. She studies and she trains in the Force for a minimum of 16 hours a day, and for at least 6 months, minimum. Okay, nothing. I don't accept anything less. I don't accept a weekend workshop. I don't accept a month. I don't accept 3 months. I don't even accept 5 months. It's going to be a minimum of 6 months. To learn anything good, you got to do it for at least 6 months every day. And this is the Force we're talking about here. This isn't basket weaving. This isn't making homemade pottery. It's supposed to be like a really special thing. So a minimum of 6 months 16 hours a day. Okay? And, when she's training, I think we all deserve a montage. I mean, what do you think? I mean, it's a throwback to the 80s. I get it. But look, I mean, we saw a little bit of a montage, kind of, in Empire Strikes Back. But, I mean, what I sat through in the last movie, I deserve a montage. And the montage is going to be at least Rocky IV caliber, if not better. Preferably better. And I don't care if you pick a contemporary song. I don't care what it is. I want to see a montage, a training montage. And it's got to end with a high five between Rey and Luke Skywalker, because I just think I deserve it. Call me crazy. Okay, and Finn has to show that he actually learned how to fight when he was a stormtrooper. Because, I mean, come on, he's trained by an elite force of people and he doesn't know how to fight. I mean, they would have either killed him immediately, because he would have been an embarrassment and put everybody in jeopardy, or, they would have used him as target practice. So Finn has to show he can actually fight, because I think the character deserves that, just a little bit of dignity. And he also has to heroically sacrifice himself to save the resistance this time. No pushing out. Nobody, nudging you out of the way and saying, all we need is love, kumbaya. None of that. You got to actually be a man, put it on the line, and kill yourself for the cause. Because that's what every badass does. It's the only thing that's going to redeem this kid. Okay, and then Rose, the character Rose, I mean, the best I could come up with is Rose is actually one of the fish reptile nuns that take care of Luke on the Jedi Island. And Luke kind of has a thing for this character, and so he imagines Rose in the whole hallucination. That's it. That's the best I can come up with, and I'm pretty sure it's better than what Disney can come up with. Okay, we finally get to see Chewie tear the arms off of a stormtrooper. I mean, I've been sitting through every single Star Wars waiting for this, and I haven't seen it. Han Solo talked about it in A New Hope. I mean, I think we deserve to finally see it. And, I mean, it'll be a great callback to Episode 3. Or 4. See, I'm losing count. Episode 4, A New Hope. And I think it would be pretty cool to see Chewie actually be ferocious and, screw the PG rating. I want to, if it makes it hard R, then fine. I deserve it. I want to see that. Next, all the Porgs have to die. All of them. I don't care how they do it. Maybe a tribe of Ewoks are left on, the Jedi Island, and they have like a Thanksgiving feast. I don't care what it is. I just want to see it happen. Because the Porgs were such a pathetic display of, hey, let's create a character just so we can sell toys. Even for Star Wars. Make it happen. Okay, also, we need a strong villain. Okay, I love the actor that plays Kylo Ren. I think a lot of people do. Even people that are upset with The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. But the character is just so irredeemably wussified that we need more. And look, in order to get hardcore Star Wars fans back, you need to give us red meat. None of this dangling stuff in front of us. Just give it to us. Okay? And so we're going to go deep in the bullpen now, and we're bringing out somebody that throws hard. I'm saying we bring in Bubba Fett. Why not? I've been sitting through every Star Wars just fantasizing, what if Bubba Fett had, crawled back out of the Sarlacc, right? From Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Like, what if, at the end of the credits, he had actually climbed out? So here's a scenario. Maybe there's a badass scene of him clawing, because he has a blade on the side of his arm, clawing his way out of the Sarlacc. And there's smoke coming out of the Sarlacc. So he killed the Sarlacc because he's such a badass, right? And he's also a genetic clone, because we know that, because he's a genetic clone from Jango Fett. But maybe, just maybe, the fact the Sarlacc had ingested him, some of those enzymes and DNA from the Sarlacc maybe interwove with his clone DNA, and now he has unnaturally long life, increased awareness, increased speed, increased strength, healing ability, kind of maybe a I don't want to say just like Wolverine, but you know where I'm going with this. He's got to have something more because we deserve it. We deserve to see Bubba Fett, and he's got to be more of a badass than what he was in Return of the Jedi. So I think that'd be a cool scenario. It would show maybe a formidable for once foe to the Jedi now in the new series. And the guy's got a cool ship. He's got a cool look. And also when they do Bubba Fett, none of this like taking the helmet off, and it's like Channing Tatum or somebody playing him. I want to see the helmet on all the time. We shouldn't even know what the guy looks like. It should be kind of like the Commander Chief in Halo, or it should be like Dredd, like in Judge Dredd. We don't know exactly what the guy looks like, but he's got to have a cool voice. Maybe have like Jason Statham just be the voice because he's kind of a badass, or somebody like that. Somebody that's got an edge to it, and it like sounds like a real man. Doesn't sound like he's in like an emo boy band. But that's what I think for that. Now, we need one more wrong to be made right from the entire franchise. And I think this is one that I've talked with my friends for quite a while as well, okay? Now, I'm reaching deep, even deeper back than the Return of the Jedi. I'm reaching all the way back to where it started to go wrong. And that is Episode 1. Not A New Hope, not like the Episode 1 from the 70s. I'm talking the new Episode 1, and that is from The Phantom Menace. Yeah, exactly. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Jar Jar freaking Binks. Yeah. This character was a travesty to all Star Wars literature, the entire canon. It was such a pathetic excuse for a character. Now looking back, the CGI is an abomination. I mean, the CGI now looks like a Saturday morning television show for kids. And also just the repetitive idiosyncrasies and just the ridiculous accent that made no sense at all for that type of character. And the fact the character was in so many damn scenes in the whole movie when it didn't even need to be is just so bothersome to Star Wars fans. So I propose this, okay? And this right here, this will get back at least 38 to 52% of all of the fans that are really pissed off. Bring back Jar Jar Binks. I don't care how, just make it happen. I don't care if Django brings him back and he's frozen in carbonite and he unthaws him or whatever. Jar Jar Binks has to die. I don't care how it happens, he has to die. And it can't just be, lasered dead. It's got to be, pretty epic. If you get that, I will stand up with a cigar in my mouth and I will cheer and I will applaud like I'm in some 18th century opera. Okay, it'll be so poetic. Everybody will be blowing up social media about this. It'll rest in R.I.P. J.J. Binks, whatever. It'll be phenomenal. And Boba Fett has got to kill him because it's got to be a badass villain killing arguably one of the worst characters ever made in the entire canon. Look, those are my fixes to this thing. The hole is almost too deep. We're never going to be able to bail ourselves out of this. But let me know, what do you think? What would be your changes? What would be your fixes to the next episode? Would we just forget the whole thing happened? Let me know. All right, Disney, you better get back to work. Peace. I'm out.